Hi everyone, so welcome to another lesson of vocabulary enrichment, and in this class we will be studying about the one word substitution. Right. In our previous class of vocabulary enrichment session, what we studied was we studied about the heteronym, right? And heteronyms refers to those English words which carries the different meaning, right? Which carries the different pronunciation, yet it has the same spelling, right? And in our previous lesson, we have already studied about the heteronyms, right? And in this vocabulary enrichment session, we will be focusing on one word substitution, right? And this class will be begin with the meaning of one word substitution and the reason behind the need to study the one word substitution, right? And the first one is what is one word substitution, right? And one word substitution are those words which can replace the description of whole sentence, right? Which means it talks about the particular word which can replace the whole sentence, right? When it comes to writing a sentence, that when it comes to speaking a sentence, when it comes to having a communication with other, we do not need to use the whole sentence, that we do not need to write the whole sentence if we were aware of the particular word, right? That particular word that can substitute the whole sentence, right? Such as study of ancient things is called archaeology, right? Instead of saying, I like to study ancient things, right? You can also say, I like the field of archaeology because archaeology talks about the ancient thing, right? Archaeology is about the study of ancient thing, right? So instead of writing the whole sentence, study of ancient thing, or instead of speaking the study of ancient thing, right? In full sentence, what we can do is we can replace this whole sentence with the one word, which is archaeology, right? So it's very important. It is very needful for us to know that one word substitution that can help us to replace the whole sentence, right? And then comes the reason, right? Then comes the reason of studying the one word substitution. And the first one is to make the communication concise and lucid, right? Why are we learning the language? We are learning the language to have a better communication skill, right? So with the one word substitution, what we can do is we can build our communication skill because with the help of one word substitution, we can have a better communication with other, right? We can have a concise, we can have a lucid communication skill, right? And when it comes to writing, one word substitution can make, right, the sentence precise, right? It can help us in making the sentence structure, right? It can help us in making the better sentence structure, right? To have a precise sentence structure, right? While at the most important part of learning the one word substitution is that one word substitution question usually comes in a national and competitive exam, right? So we need to learn the one word substitution because we need to have the better communication, right? We can write the better sentences as well as we can clearly pass and we can score the national and competitive exam with the high marks, right? And in this class, in this one word substitution class, we will be focusing on the field of study, right? We will be learning about those words that describes about the field of study, right? As well as about those things, right? Those words that mean that you dislike or you like something, right? And the first one is studies of celestial's body, right? So when it comes to the field of celestial's body, when it comes to studies of celestial's body, right? So from celestial's body को पढ़ते हैं, right? That field is called astronomy, right? Then comes the word aviation. अब aviation में क्या होता है? Aviation में हम ज्यादातर एरोप्लेन के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, right? Aeroplane and its structure. Aeroplane की structure कैसे होते हैं, right? And how do we fly the aeroplane, right? We are studying about the aeroplane in the field of aviation, right? Then comes the word anthropology. अब anthropology का meaning क्या होता है? It's study of the evolution of the mankind, right? And we are already aware of us, right? We are already aware of human beings, right? Coming from the family of apes, right? अब हमें इतना तो पता है कि we belong to the family of apes as well as monkey, right? And how did we gain those knowledge? हमें कैसे पता चला? We learn it, right? We gain those knowledge with the help of person who studies the anthropology, right? Then comes the study of plants. That when it comes to the field where we study about the plants, it's called botany, right? Then comes the studies of statistics, right? Now, when it comes to study of statistics, उसको बोलते हैं demography, right? Then comes the word entomology. अब entomology का meaning क्या है? Studies of science of insects, right? अब देखो science में there are different fields in science, right? We can study physics, we can study biology, And in the biology itself, it has different fields, right? Biology में भी बहुत सारे field होते हैं, right? Likewise, we have studied about the botany, right? अभी अभी हमने पढ़ा botany क्या होता है, right? Botany is about studying of plants, right? And now, when it comes to studying of insects, it comes under the field of entomology. Then comes to both ecology. अब ecology का meaning क्या होता है? Study of organism and its relationship with the environment, right? And we being an organism, right? So studying of ours and our relationship with environment is called ecology, right? Then it's geology. Now, this one is easy, right? Geo means earth. So it is about the study of rocks and soil. Right? When it comes to study about the rocks and soil, it is called geology, right? Then comes the study of birds. अब क्या होता है? Birds जो study करते हैं, right? We have already talked about biology having the different fields, right? अब जब देखो इंसेक्ट की जब बात करेंगे तो अलग फील्ड में आता है, राइट? जब प्लांट की बात करते हैं तो बॉटनी की फील्ड में आता है, राइट? लाइकवाइज व्हेन इट कम्स टू स्टडीइंग ऑफ बर्ड्स, राइट? जब स्टडी ऑफ बर्ड्स करते हैं उसके फील्ड को क्या बोलते हैं? ऑर्थिनोलॉजी, राइट? Then comes the word that describes the study of languages, right? So when we study about the languages, right? When we study about the structure of languages, when we study about the connection between the different languages, right? When we study about the grammatical structure, right? It's called philology, right? And when we study about the ancient writing and scripture, it is called paleography. Right? See, the difference between paleography and archaeology is that paleography only focus on the ancient writing and scripture, right? They are solely focused on the scriptures and writing. Right? On the other hand, archaeology studies ancient writing, ancient scripture, as well as coins, as well as artifacts, right? As well as buildings, right? And theology. And this is the last word. And this is the last one word substitution, which focus on the field of study, right? And the meaning of theology is study of religion, right? So when it comes to the field of studying the religion, right? When we are focused on the studying of different religions, how they are connected, right? And how the different religions face different messages, right? Or on the other hand, we can also say that how the different religions focus or how the different religions pay same messages, right? In a different way. Those study of religions is called theology, right? And in the next slide, we will be studying about likes and dislikes, right? And the first one is one who is bootlicker. A bootlicker का मतलब क्या होता है? The person who like to flatter others, right? किसी को फ्लैटर करना बहुत पसंद है. कोई कई इंसान ऐसे होते हैं कि किसी और को बहुत तारीफ करते हैं, किसी और की what we can say is किसी और की बहुत चमचागिरी type, right? That person is called sycophant, right? Then comes the word which describes one who has keen interest in food and drinks, right? Who are very much focused on food and drinks. अब क्या होता है? जब खाने और ड्रिंक्स की बारी आती है, राइट? कई इंसान ऐसे होते हैं उसको बहुत पसंद होता है खाना एंड ड्रिंक, राइट? इंसान ऐसे होते हैं जिसको फूड एंड ड्रिंक्स बहुत पसंद है. बहुत पसंद है नॉट ओनली इन टर्म्स ऑफ ईटिंग एंड ड्रिंकिंग, राइट? इंटरेस्ट रखना, फूड में ही इंटरेस्ट रखना, ड्रिंक्स में ही इंटरेस्ट रखना, राइट? दैट पर्सन इज कॉल्ड गोमेन, राइट? The person who like to savor those food and drinks, right? Then comes the word which describes the love for mankind, and it is called philanthropist, right? Then comes the word which describes the someone who loves collecting books, right? There are person who loves collecting books. There are person who are very much into the books collection as well as who loves reading books, right? It's called bibliophile. And someone who loves wisdom, right? A person who loves wisdom is called philosophers, right? And then comes the person who has the great fondness towards the woman, right? Who likes women. It's called phylogeny. Likewise, there are people who loves man, right? And those people who loves man is called anthrophile, right? And on the other hand, there are some person who hates man, right? Who do not like man. It's called misandries, right? Likewise, there are person who hates women, right? Who do not like women. It's called misogyny, right? Then comes the people who hate marriage and who do not like marriage, right? It's called misogamist. Misogamist, right? Misogamy, right? Misogamist. Then comes the word which describes a person who hates mankind, right? And it is called misanthropic, right? So that's it for the today's class of the vocabulary enrichment on one word substitution. And see, now it is the end of today's class, right? So what we can do is we can study those one words as well as we can study the meaning of those one words, right? And we can use those one word. We can use these one word in place of writing or in place of speaking the whole sentence, right?